I want y'all to see what K. Michelle had to say. Y'all, look at that headline. Try it out. K. Michelle sparks debate online after declaring her love for white men. I want y'all to understand that this mentally ill black woman who's never been in a relationship with a white man that we know of publicly. Maybe she was in one privately because, you know, that's the only way these guys will date these women. You know? And yo, look at the caption on this photo, family. K. Michelle says she no longer desires a relationship, but she loves her a white man. She's never been in a relationship with a white man. Y'all see what I'm talking about here? The mental illness, the worship. Look at the worship. How can you worship something that has never shown you an ounce of respect? Okay? Who are not going to save you when you're in issues. Y'all know what's really interesting? I've seen white men put hands on black women. I've seen Arab men put hands and feet on black women. Asian men put hands and feet on black women. I did a live stream when I talked about this black woman having I think an alcoholic drink thrown in her face by this Asian guy at this bar. I mean, black women are getting no respect from non-black men, but here they are worshiping them. This woman has never, she has never had a public relationship with a white man ever. That's just like me. I've never dated a white woman, but I'm declaring my love for white women. How does that even sound? Why would I declare my love for something I've never dated? This is the majority of melanated women. And they wonder why black men are going overseas and saying to hell with these heifers. Look at their mentality. What's good, Swing Guy? I didn't see you there. Look at the mentality. I've told y'all about the worship. The worship is very deep in these heifers. It's very deep. This look at the psychology. How can you declare your love for something that you never publicly dated, that never publicly shown you any love? This is mental illness. This is hate. How can you declare your love for something that never showed you love back? But this is your westernized black woman, and this is one of the reasons why black men are going overseas. They're sick of your shit. They are. There's no excuse for this. And this is why these men are going overseas. And they're getting their passports and they're going overseas. And y'all try to slander these men. Y'all try to disrespect them. But then you got K. Michelle basically justifying why these men are going overseas. She's justified it. She has justified why there's a passport bro culture. This is according to Yahoo. Vocalist K. Michelle is promoting the release of her new album, I'm the Problem, as she continues to unpack her bold and honest truth. She was most recently featured as a guest from Revolt TV's Black Girl Stuff, where she spoke about relationships and dating outside her race, which sparked outrage online. During the interview, one of the four hosts, Akila, friend, asked why she views herself as a problem, which K. Michelle believes came from setting boundaries or saying no if it doesn't feel right. I'm going to be the problem because I'm going to be the solution for myself. The outspoken artist continued, you're not going to make me do nothing that I'm going to have to deal with at home. And I dealt with that in reality TV. But when it comes to men and dating, the former Love and Hip Hop cast member said, relationships, I'm not doing that. Says, I'm just not doing. I'm sick of it. I'm sick. I'm not doing relationships at all. Well, you are right about the sick part. I think you are sick, and I do think you need Psychological help, K. Michelle. I really do. Another host, Bree Renee, then chimed in, reminding K. Michelle that she said she would date a white man. Of course, you got one of these divestors, because every show with black women got to have at least one divestor, right? She said that she loves a white man. Said Drake would love her. Recording artist. How do you word this? She says that she never had a white man. That's Bree Renee. She said, well, you need to try it out. The former Miss FAMU replied before going into a rant that ruffled more than a few feathers online. Let me tell you this, and people are going to be so angry with me in the sentiment, I don't give an F. I will be your problem, K. Michelle said, slowly opening a Pandora's box. Pandora's box? No, you're just being honest about who you really are. The R&B singer, who has now grounded herself in country music, as if those people want you there, said it's important to love who loves you regardless of race. She said she's spoken to a lot of black women who exclusively date within their race, despite how heartbroken they have become. Umar Johnson, she's basically saying that these women are hurt while dating black men. Do you have anything to say? She understands as a black woman herself, but she believes there are more eligible bachelors of other races waiting to love up on a black woman. Where they at then? I don't see y'all with them. Listen, black women, if you are tired of dealing with black men, just leave. Don't date black men if you don't want to be with them. Because I think there are relationships, unfortunately, where you have black women who don't want to be with black men, but they're with them anyway. I don't think it's because they couldn't get a white man. I think it's because they know that if they start dating white men, black men are not going to take them seriously anymore. Yeah, a black man will sleep with them, but marrying them, I mean, these black men's egos is just not gonna deal with that very well. And these black women know this. That's why they will continue to date black men even though they don't want to be with them. Shout out to Liana again.
In love with them while never actually dealt with them as a fetishist.
Right. Appreciate it, Liana. Right. Like K. Michelle talking about trying something out, but you've never been in a relationship with one. You've slept with them secretly, but you've never been in a relationship with them. That's even worse. It's even worse when you can't even point to a white man that you've dated. You were a fetish, probably a side chick. And you're telling these women to date outside their race, but black men can't tell each other to date outside their race. So we hate our mothers. We hate black women. We hate ourselves. I just think women, black women, just people, you have to date what your soul meets. And this is a woman who I believe is in a relationship with a black man, right? Saying all this. Imagine being a black man in a relationship with K. Michelle. Just imagine. Kathy Rodriguez says, I'm black and I don't understand why some sisters are encouraging black women to date white men. I'm like, brothers, so I don't get the attraction. Well, Kathy, there are black women who have a affinity for anything white. Like when you see a black woman wearing blonde hair, blue contacts, right? You got black women that have like a hatred towards black men. They're going to be the main ones trying to hop to a white man. So that's why I believe with a lot of these women, they have issues. I think it comes to the fact their mothers used to worship white men. I think they just have a special hatred for black men, and they think white men are going to fix that, and it just never works. Because that white man you're with is just as broken as you. These white men that date black women, they are broken as well. You never see a white dude who has two white parents who comes from, you know what I'm saying? that actually date black women.
Have you noticed that non-black women overall who marry BM don't have these issues?
Right. Appreciate that, Prime. Right. Because those white women actually choose black men who are successful, black men who are mentally stable. They're not in the streets. They're not in and out of jail. They don't have baby mamas. They choose the black men that black women should be choosing. But black women, the only type of black man that they will date is a street dude. That's the only type of black man they're going to date. They're not going to date a black man who's educated, who's successful. They're just not, because he doesn't fit their stereotype of a black man, what they think masculinity is. You see, the only type of masculine black man that matters is a street dude. A man that has like 5 or 6 kids by 4 or 5 different women. K. Michelle's remarks did not go over well with social media users who blasted her in the comments after Revolt posted a clip from the interview on Instagram. Is she trying to say that white men don't cheat or break your heart? I understand the love who loves you part, but how does only white men part fit? Because she's a worshiper of white men. She's a country bumpkin that worships white men. They're out there. They're out there. Someone says, I will just have to die alone because I only want to be with black men. So it's not that easy. Says they're attracted to black men. Like, I'm attracted to only, melanated men. If you get it, you get it. Says, don't fold, keep black love alive. Some people understood where she was coming from, though. Someone says, I'm adopting this. Loves who loves you. Hell, I was open to everything else. So I've been saying this, you gotta love who loves you, but y'all don't say that when Terrell Owens is says what he says, y'all attack him. But because K. Michelle said it, everything is good now. In 2015, she declared that she loved rock, country, men who wear tight jeans and have foreign accents. She said that she loved a handsome Caucasian man. She said, she's really not trying. She's not really not into black men at that moment. They can date outside their race. So can she. Fast forward to 2021, after a man was caught lusting over the Can't Raise a Man singer, one person tweeted that K. Michelle tweet doesn't do you any favors, especially given she dissed black men for white males for years, which is cool since the majority of rappers says she smells bad. I guess this is the tweet here, where she said, happy Friday is Jack Daniels for me. I said, K. Michelle T is doing favors. Okay. While many people are focusing on race, K. Michelle has had a history of just male bashing. Of course she has. Back in 2019 interview with the Atlanta radio station V103's The Morning Culture, she discussed her toxic and physically abusive relationship with her former music producer, Mickey Memphis Wright. Yeah, y'all can look that stuff up. She's a complete hypocrite. Listen, y'all need to keep your mouths shut about passport bros if you're just gonna go out here and worship white men. Okay? Because at least those passport bros are going to get melanated women. They're not going overseas to get white women. The white male worship in America is a disease. It's a disease. The white male worship in America is a disease by these melanated women. And I just wish they'd be more honest, but they're not, because they don't want black men to walk away. You see, they understand that all we need is a little bit of ammo, and we're going to leave them completely alone. They don't want to do that. They want the perception to be that they're into black men, when in reality, they would prefer to be with something else. But it's no guarantee that these white men are going to want these black women. Remember, women don't like to approach men. They prefer men to approach them. So if they were to put it out there that they prefer white men, there's no going back. It's always going to be thrown in their face. They understand that it's always going to be thrown in their face. So what they say is, you know what, it's better to not say nothing because I don't want this to be, thrown in my face later on, because it's the internet. It's going to be thrown in your face, especially if you're blatantly worshiping another race of people.